Tackle Junkies, what's going on, everyone? Really appreciate you guys and gals for clicking on the video. I'm going to apologize right now for some boat wakes I'd imagine we're going to have in this video. It's Friday night, a lot of boats out here. I normally go to a calm spot in this cove right over here, but there's people in it. So I'm out on the main lake trying to shoot this video, but we're just gonna make it work. My wife's out there, she's out there floating on her own in a little tube. I've been dragging her around all day, and I let her go while I came in here to shoot this video. So we better make it quick before she gets swallowed up by the waves. But I want to do another rod review today. I was going to do them on Kage. Been using these the last few trips, but I didn't really catch any fish on them today. I want a few more fish catches to get a better feel for the equipment, and didn't get any on them today. This one here is a 7.3 all around. That's the 6-inch crew I was tossing around today. I think that's what they call that, a crube, craw tube, something like that. Anyways, loving these rods and reels for sure. I got the 7.3 all around, got the frog rod, got the cranking rod. But like I said, I want a few more fish catches. Maybe next week or so we'll do a video on those. But what mainly caught fish today was the Booyah. That's the Booyah XCS Black Shad Squarebill. My last couple of videos have been on this bait. Unfortunately, it's still sold out. You can still get plenty other colors, but this particular color is sold out. But I'll link them down below over there at Lurenet if you want to check them out. Code TJ81 will save you guys 15% on the entire website. But this is what I was tossing today using the Duckett rods. We're going to do an official review on the Duckett rods that I picked up. I bet I caught, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so today on that crankbait. Nothing to brag about. I doubt my biggest was even 2 pounds, but did catch quite a few fish on it. And like I said, you guys have already seen those rods in multiple videos. And like I said, I want to do an official review. But I will say, when I did my first video, I guess it was back in the wintertime, kind of like the first impressions in the garage. That video did very well. I thought you guys would have really been into those rods by the views, but majority of the comments were just guys not liking Boy Duckett. So in return, I don't think they want anything to do with the equipment. And in my opinion, after using these rods and reels, right, that's a pretty big mistake. I truly think you're missing out on some nice rods. Okay, haven't used them all, but the ones that I've used, a couple of them I truly like, and they will be on deck moving forward. Okay, let's go ahead and start with make sure you guys stick around for this cranking rod. This cranking rod is something special. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and start with the all-purpose rod. Okay, now sorry about them waves, they're coming in here. So I think we got a train coming too. Dang it, I can hear the train. We'll be right back. Okay. Well, the waves have stopped. The train is gone. Let's continue. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the all-purpose rod, okay? And I got one in the 2.0 series, and I got one in the Select series, okay? And I'm going to be totally honest with you. The 2.0 series, that's the cheaper series. I want to say it's right around 170 bucks or so. And these are the Jacob Wheeler series. Jacob Wheeler 2.0 and the Select series. And that 2.0, at least for me, that multi-purpose rod, I don't remember the specs on me. I don't even have that rod in the boat. I took it out after I used it a few times just because it wasn't what I was looking for. You guys have heard me say multiple times, you know, from one brand to another, a medium heavy fast is not the same. And what I look for in a medium heavy fast may not be the same as what you're looking for, right? I like a medium heavy fast to be a bit on the softer side. To me, it's a very versatile, or that makes it a very versatile rod, being a bit on the soft side. You can still use it to work the bottom, and of course it's great for moving baits because it has some tip. Okay, the 2.0, at least for me, was a bit on the fast side. Okay, so I didn't care for it as much as the do-all rod. Okay, again, I used it, wasn't what I thought took it out just because there are other ones that I like better, okay? Which this is one of them right here. This is the Select series, okay? So anyways, if you're looking for a do-all rod, okay, I think it's how we labeled that rod, a do-all rod, all-purpose rod. If you're looking for one a bit faster, okay, check that one out. This one here, the Select series, again, is on, to me, it's on the softer side of fast, and it's perfect. Absolutely love this rod for a do-all rod. You know, plenty of tip for your moving baits, but it's not too soft to where, you know, it's not good for working the bottom. You know, plenty of sensitivity. Absolutely love it. You can see here I'm running Texas rigs. I think it's a Who Daddy there. That's the Yum version. That's a Mustad. EWG, that's the Alpha Point grip pin. You guys know I got a discount code for Yum over there at Lurenet, and of course I got a discount code for Mustad as well. Put them on the screen, always linked down below. Little Mustad tungsten 1/4 ounce. Like I said, Texas rigs. I've only tossed Texas rigs, buzz baits, and spinner baits on this rod, and it worked perfect for everything. I mean, I absolutely love it. You can see here, let me swing this camera out just a little bit. You can see here, hopefully, okay, plenty of backbone, but it's got plenty of tip. You know, like I said, it's not too soft to where, you know, it feels sloppy. You got plenty of, you know, sensitivity working the bottom, but it's soft enough, like I said, so you got plenty of tip for your moving baits. I got it paired up with, let's see here, that's the Daiwa Tatula CT in a 6.3. I prefer the 6-speed on an all-purpose rod just because I can do many different things with it. If I would have put a 7-speed on here, me personally, I wouldn't have liked to use moving baits with it because, at least for me and how I fish, it's too fast because I reel too fast. The 6-speed helps slow me down, plus I like the extra power of a slower reel. Okay, so 6-speed makes a great all-purpose reel for me and how I fish. But man, absolutely awesome combo here. Couldn't be happier with it. This one here will stay on the deck for sure. Like I mentioned in an earlier video, I plan on getting a couple more of these. Like, this rod is totally my style. You know, it's got the cork, you know, nice feel to it, and just love it. It's not super fancy, plain looking. You know, we got silver fading into the blue there, and then it's just blue all the way up. Just a clean looking rod, man. Absolutely love it. It's got the exposed blank there for a little more sensitivity. But man, just one heck of a rod. I want to say these come in at 250 range, something like that. But man, it's an awesome rod. Okay. And I didn't go over the specs. I figured you guys would just look up what it is. It's a 7.1 medium heavy fast action. I want to give a big shout out to my friends over there at BoatFX. If you guys need a set of steps for your boat, either the main steps, the boom step, or the boost step, definitely check out BoatFX. Code TJ81 will save you guys 10%. I'll put it on the screen and link it down below as well. And now that I've used their graph mounts, you guys gotta check them out. High quality stuff, made super well, made in America, awesome customer service. I highly recommend BoatFX for all of your boat needs. Check them out, linked down below. Now let's go to the cranking rods, okay? Now, these are basically, to me, these are two totally different rods, okay? 2.0 and the Select series here, okay? Let's go over this one first. This one is a 7.3, it's a medium, okay? And I'd imagine it's a moderate or a mod fast, I don't believe it says on here. A 7.3 medium, it's a cranking rod. Yeah, medium cranking is all it says. I don't know the exact specs on it, okay? KVD 1.5 in the bait sack there. All right. And I do have the code actually for bait sacks. You guys want to check those out as well. I'll pop that on the screen, link it down below as well. But this particular rod here, and again, when I say this, again, I don't mean anything negative about this, but I don't think it's anything special. It's a cranking rod, okay? So it's exactly what you need if you're looking for a cranking rod in the Select series, or if you just want a ducket rod, you're looking for a cranking rod, great cranking rod, okay? Medium cranking, 7.3. To me, it's basically like your standard cranking rod, okay? I like this rod for a bit heavier crankbait, like a 1.5 size or bigger, okay? For like the little bomber square A's, bandits and all that, to me, it feels like it's a bit too much rod. It throws them just fine, but other rods throw lighter cranks better, okay? So again, you know, good cranking rod, but I only really like it for heavier baits. I typically like a cranking rod that I feel I can do everything with, so I'm not really, I need a specific rod for a certain bait, you know what I mean? But to me, this rod is more for a heavier crankbait, you know, that 1.5 size and up. Not saying, again, not saying it won't handle something lighter, but it just does really well with a bit heavier lure compared to the other one we're going to talk about, okay? So that's that. Tatula CT, and both of these, I guess it was this one here, yeah, and the last one, both of those are 15-pound. That's Seaguar InvisX, okay? 15-pound Seaguar InvisX. 6 speed on here as well, okay? So that's really all I'm going to say about this cranking rod here. Nice cranking rod, no doubt, but I really only use it for the heavier cranks. You may not even consider that heavy. For me, that's one of the big, I don't really throw a lot of big stuff. You know, I throw a lot of the smaller cranks, and I just prefer like the 1.5 size on this rod right here. So anyways, that's all we're really going to say about that one there. This one here, okay, this one kind of took me by surprise. To me, this rod's a sleeper, dude. Like, I love this cranking rod. This is probably going to be like my go-to cranking rod. You might see 3 or 4 of these on deck next year. Okay, this is a special rod for sure. And like I was saying, it kind of took me off guard in the beginning because I thought it was too soft, right? But the more I used it, the more I love it. And don't get me wrong, it's super soft. It's like a noodle, like I said before. It's super soft, right? I mean, you guys can see that. You should be able to, being white there. I mean, it is a soft rod. And what I'm going to say about this rod, really what I'm going to compare it to, when guys talk about crankbaits, you know, a lot of guys like a glass rod. And that's really what this rod reminds me of. You know, I'm not a big fan of glass rods because of the weight, but to me, this rod, it has like, what do you want to call that? Like, to me, it acts like glass, or it handles like glass, or what's the right word there? Like, you basically think you're using a glass rod, but without the weight, right? That's really what it reminds me of. It, you know, I feel like I have the parabolic action, right? But still got plenty of power, but I feel like I got the action of a glass rod in a graphite rod. Watch this be a glass rod. I don't think it is. I think it's a graphite rod. But like I said, to me, it feels like I'm using a glass rod just because it's so soft, you know? So if you're looking for a cranking rod that's not glass, you know, without the weight, you got to check this one out. I mean, I absolutely love it. You know, 1.5 sizes, you know, the smaller cranks like the Bomber Square A's, the Bandit 100s. It would be a great like flat side rod. You know, those don't cast as easy as like your standard square bills. So I plan to throw some flat sides on this rod come fall. But man, to me, this is like the perfect cranking rod. You know, it's a 7.2, it's a medium cranking. Again, I'd imagine it's moderate, but it's so soft that you typically don't really miss many fish with it. It really allows the fish to get the bait. It's very easy to cast lighter lures just because it loads so well, being so soft. And dude, to be honest, it's just a pleasure to fish with. Being so soft, again, you can just launch your bait out there because that soft action really helps slingshot it out. Like, I am a huge fan of it. And this is kind of what I was getting at with the other Duckett rod. This particular rod here, I feel I can throw any crankbait on. I don't even know the weight specs on it. It handles a 1.5 size, no problem at all. I don't really throw a 2.5 size. I'd imagine the rod probably could handle it. But at least for me and what I throw, this is the only really cranking rod that I need. You know, for the depth water that I fish, as far as like, you know, deep diving crankbaits and all that, really a DT10 or like a dime 10 is the deepest that I toss. You know, this rod is going to handle pretty much everything for me. 7.2 is going to get the distance, to get the depth, no doubt. Mainly I'm a shallow cranker, and really any shallow cranking, any shallow crankbait that I'm going to toss, this rod will handle just fine. That's why I'm going to get like 3 or 4 of these things, you know, get all the same reel, all the same line, and just have a variety of crankbaits on deck, just because, man, this is how I like to fish, and I absolutely love this rod. You know, I'm pretty picky with my crankbaits. You guys know before. Big fan of the Okuma cranking rods, still am. I got multiple of them in my rod box as well. And when I'm on a cranking bite, man, I like everything to feel the same. I hate, you know, different reels on the same rod. I like all my combos to feel the same when I'm like dialed in, when I'm in the zone, when I'm doing something I really like. I like everything to feel the same. So that's why I want to get a handful of these, probably all the same reels, whether I put all zillions on them or all Morris reels, whatever. But I like something that I'm really into, like cranking. I want everything to feel the same. So like I said, this might be my new go-to cranking rod. Such a big fan of it. It's not super expensive, like I said, $170 I believe for the 2.0s, but EVA foam there. If I could change one thing, not a deal breaker at all. It'd be nice if, I believe too, even on the Select series, it's the same deal here, that plastic nut. Kistler does it right, man. I love how they have that EVA foam there on the reel seat nut. Not a deal breaker. If I could change one thing to the rod, it would be that. But other than that, man, this rod is perfect. Exposed blank there. Again, using the Johnny Morris reel. I want to say, yeah, this is a 6.8. I got a review on this reel. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Awesome reel. Absolutely love it. Pairs up nice with the Wheeler 2.0. 15-pound Seagar and VizX. But dude, this right here, as of right now, this has been my favorite rod this season. Well guys, that should wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the thumbs up. Love you guys. We will see you guys on the next one.